On today's episode of the Fumblerooski podcast, more NFL draft preview. As today we will be looking at defensive backs. Who does CJ think that is going to be the top guy, most underrated guy? If Tuck agrees, disagrees, I'm just going to sit here looking all cute and shit and watching my boys go to work. That's all it is. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome to the Fumblerooski podcast by Power 8018 Radio and Secret Weapon Consulting. We got Tuck today. We got CJ Medeiros. We got myself, Chris. Well, how's you guys' week so far?
Not bad. Can't complain. Pay week is this week, so I'm gonna enjoy my Friday. So
Yeah.
not bad.
Come on now. Hell yeah. What about you, CJ?
All things considered, like in the grand calculus, it's been really good.
Good. That's good. Any of you guys watch the national championship?
Michigan, UConn,
Yes.
no.
I know who won, but I wasn't able to watch it.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it.
SMH, man. SMH.
Yeah, almost like we're not a basketball podcast, but
Yeah. Hey, it doesn't mean you can't watch other sports, you know.
Not
Such
while
as
I'm working, I
Masters
can't.
this week. Can't wait to watch that. It's gonna be awesome.
Connecticut bastard.
Hey man, I'm just in Connecticut for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the day.
Just for the day. No, I was there. I was here overnight because I had a game down at Yale. Freaking, they were playing baseball, playing New Haven. Yale beat New Haven 20-0.
Yeah, baseball.
Baseball, baby, college baseball.
Yeah. No, I understand it. I used to be a baseball.
Yeah.
You used to be a baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be a seam.
Many such cases.
Could I grip you? Can I grip your head?
Hey, whoa. You better take me to dinner first, buddy. Let's calm down.
Oh, jeez.
Stop,
Good God.
please.
Oh, come on. The one time I retort anything back instead of saying,
Oh,
"Cause you
man.
behave this way."
Can
Wow.
I grip you is insane. Chris. Can I grip you is insane.
I guess we'll use this as a transition because, for all we know, that's what Diana Russini said to Mike Vrabel.
That is not what she said.
I'm kidding. Allegedly. That is the word of the day today. Allegedly. New York Post posted some photos of Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and a reporter for The Athletic, Diana Russini, holding hands, hugging, and also shown poolside, chilling at the pool, in the pool. Diana Russini in a bikini, Vrabel in a bathing suit, not in the hugging photos, but or the hugging and the holding hands photos, but the actual I'm in the pool photos. I kind of have two very different sides of a coin in terms of the take. I'm gonna go with my joking around take here. All things considered, shout out Mikey because Diane's kind of a baddie, but outside of that, if this is true, which I'm hoping it isn't, it would suck for both sides because both are married. Obviously, there's kids involved, most likely. Not good. Now, there is obviously very much a discrepancy in terms of how true this is. Both parties have come out and said this is not true. I think Russini said there were 6 other people that were there, and Mike said it is laughable and unfathomable that people would think that this happened. Well, Mike, I'm sorry to say, but if I was caught laying down next to another girl that wasn't my girlfriend in a bikini in a pool, my girlfriend would beat the living fuck out of me. That's just a fact. Most would. But yeah, I guess I'll save the really in-depth shit for after, but I'll let you guys take the floor in terms of thoughts on this interesting storyline from this week. Off season, baby. Off season.
Just when I thought the biggest story the Patriots would have was Stephon Diggs, this happens. I cannot believe somehow, some way, Mike Vrabel stole the headlines from Stephon Diggs and what he has going on. Hopefully he learns from Urban Meyer and keeps his hands inside.
Well, I don't know if I think he should just keep his hands away, not inside. Let's rephrase
keep his hands off. Let's say keep his hands off. In all fairness, though, they both vehemently deny these allegations, though it's looking a little flaky with some of those pictures. But I'm willing to give Mike Vrabel the benefit of the doubt. Diane, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. It looks bad, but we don't know what it could have been. They could be just good friends. They could be good friends, and this is just one big misunderstanding. This is a very unfortunate time as it is because there's not a lot going on in the NFL right now because it's kind of like the dead period of the NFL before the draft. But this is just a messy situation. Now, if it's true and they are having secret affairs, then that's a big, big problem if I'm the Patriots, because you don't know what Mike Vrabel would be saying to Diana Russini. Because all of a sudden, if she reports something that has credible sources to it, you're going to be like, Mike, what the hell were you saying to her while pillow talking? This is insane behavior. But nah, right now, I don't believe it. But if anything else comes out, I might change my mind because this looks very, very bad. And you've caught Mike Vrabel in a very compromising position. And he just came off a Super Bowl appearance. I think just off that, he won't get fired, but this is bad if I'm a Patriots fan because you don't know what he said to her. But I want to keep our hopes up and hope. My final thing is this. I don't think anything happened between them. I think Mike Vrabel is smart enough to understand if he was caught in public doing anything, it would be bad no matter what. So I think this was just an honest mistake between two friends. I don't think it's anything serious.
CJ?
I just wish this wasn't happening. This is so, no matter how you slice it, whether it's real or whether it's not, both ways, albeit for different reasons, it's so unfathomably stupid. This whole thing is just stupid. I didn't realize that the NFL Network had turned into TMZ. Like, oh my God, look at this. It's like, look, at the end of the day, who cares? I want to win. That's all I want. Like, and you know what the worst part is? If this turns out to be real and they are having an affair, I'm not saying the odds are slim, but the odds are greater than zero that he gets canned. Because his whole philosophy is no locker room distractions, and yet this is the queen mother of all locker room distractions. Further, and even if it's real or not, there's always going to be lingering questions. Like it could be proven not real, but you're always going to have the goddamn NFL equivalent of tinfoil hat wear. It's like, oh my God, did you know that Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini were fucking? Oh my God. Like, I can't, man. This is so stupid. And if you give this legs, you're stupid. If you retweeted this, you are also stupid. It's just this whole thing is so ridiculous. Like, I don't care. I want to win. But if this is real, and like Tuck said, if that's where she's getting all of her information from, then honest to God, he genuinely could be fired over this. And do you know what that means? Scrap the whole damn thing. We're going back to the drawing board. Because that's the thing. Like, if he does get fired for this, then oh God, then what do you do? Then literally what do you do? Have Josh McDaniels be the head coach? Yeah, that can't happen. Then your Super Bowl window is slammed shut. Your everything just grinds to a halt. And you may as well just tear the whole thing down because you're going to have to give May and Gonzalez huge contracts in the future. And then you've just kind of boxed yourself in without making the most of your opportunities. So I don't know. This could actually spiral into something really ugly.
This
I'm
looks so bad.
Yeah, the thing with me, it's not even the cheating part. Like it's the coincidence, right, of the timing of this is just, and my buddy, shout out my buddy Eric, uh, pointed this out to me or to me and my friends the other day. It was like, isn't it odd how Mike Vrabel, a couple months after this happens, this whole thing starts up, and then let's take you back to 2022, the summer of 2022. The Celtics just got off a finals run with the Golden State Warriors. A couple months later, Ime Udoka is caught with in an affair with a Celtics staffer and then is fired immediately after. It just granted, the Celtics found Joe Mazzulla and everything was fine, but still, it was that moment of what the fuck, what the absolute fuck just happened. And now it's like, am I about to see history repeat itself? On top of that, Diana Russini has been at the forefront of these AJ Brown rumors for the last year. She has been one of the main reporters in terms of AJ Brown to the Patriots, this and that. And if this ends up being true, then and AJ and the whole thing with AJ Brown, June 1st, he's going to the Patriots after June 1st. I'm afraid this might go out the window. I'm actually afraid that this might actually compromise the trade a little bit. If there is a trade, of course.
Yeah, the NFL might have to look into tampering claims just based off of this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see
how would
all
it be tampering, though? Tampering can't happen between a coach and a reporter. It can only happen between two teams.
Unless there's insider information that she got from the Eagles that she told the Patriots.
Well, that would be hellishly hard to prove. No.
I mean, these pictures don't help much. It makes it circumstantial at the best. And evidence at the worst. These pictures don't look good. I mean, first off, I just saw Mike Vrabel at the poolside, those pictures. I only saw him when he was at the roof and with the backdrop of like the rocks and stuff behind it. Now I'm seeing him at the pool, and it's like, this is not a great look. And I'm told they left separately because they didn't come together, but they somehow met together and they hung out for a couple of hours. And then Vrabel and his crew left, and Diana and her crew left, and it's just like, where's the husband and where's the wife here? What's going on?
Like I get Rossini is trying to get a story out of Mike, and that's just the name of the game there. Like that's whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's just a lot of things going on where if I were to come back and my girlfriend was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like that's very hard to explain, regardless of it being the friendly embrace, like the holding of the hands and everything else. Like that's gonna be a tough thing to explain for Vrabel to his wife, Rossini to her husband, type of thing.
Yeah, but I'm at the pool area. There were people there, so that was a thing. But on the roof, I don't see anybody. It's just them by themselves. It's a very bad look. It's not a great look. And besides, what the hell were they doing up there on the roof? Like, I understand they're trying to get a story, but how long are you going to get a story before Mike just keeps saying no comment on certain things?
Yeah. Now there's a lot of videos and clips surfacing right now of some questionable things that Russini has said in regards to her own husband. Granted, there are a couple that are taken out of context and some that seem like they're in a very joking matter. But even that in itself isn't even that good of a look with what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man, if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm not happy about this one bit. I'm trying to worry about the draft, and now I got to worry about my coach and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Distractions, man.
Yeah. Of course, I also think this is funny, the timing of this too. Because Trevion I don't know if you guys heard about the Bulls player Jaden Ivey released last
Yeah,
week
I heard.
because of his I guess we'll call them Christian-based claims, but I don't want to really call them.
I think it's just more his mental situation.
Yeah. Anyways, there was a lot of players that spoke out in terms of support for Jaden Ivey because they believe that they had the Bulls had released him because he's a Christian man, and Trevion Henderson had posted some sort of Bible quote. I don't really know. I don't remember, but Mike Vrabel had come out not so much against Trevion Henderson, kind of against him, but also was like, hey, we're accepting over here, da-da-da. And then, of course, does potentially commits adultery.
Potentially. I don't even want to put that in the air.
I know. Allegedly
he might have done something.
Yeah. Timing of it is pretty funny.
Yeah, just really weird timing right now.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
No.
Nothing I want to say.
At the end of the day, I hope this isn't true for both sides, and just for the sake of just for the case of all sides being professional. And yeah. In other news, Dexter Lawrence earlier this week requested a trade from the New York Football Giants. Interesting stuff, to say the least. Quite the timing. This is quite the timing as well, of course. Giants just hiring John Harbaugh as their next head coach. And considering that, like, the Giants, where they are right now, like, you could say this is a team that has a lot of promise going into next season with guys that were hurt from last year. New head coach, promising young quarterback, solid defense, and one of your fan favorites, one of the cornerstones for your defense, now requests a trade at this time, right before the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Man, this is not a good time to be a Giants fan, because this isn't like a new situation for them. Dexter Lawrence has always had like problems with his contract, and last year he's coming off his worst season, so I don't blame it entirely on him. He wasn't fully healthy in this season. Plus, when you're looking at the Giants defense, even though they do have Kayvon Thibodeau and they do have Abdul Carter, Thibodeau is more of a name than I actually value in his production right now, and Abdul Carter's playing out of position. So, and they're still not good against the run. Just all in all, it's just a bad year for him, and he's taking more blame. And I think he's not happy with his contract, and he's not happy with the situation he finds himself in New York. And I think he just wants to get out of it. Listen, John. I know we've had our problems. Just send over Dexter Lawrence for a second, and we can call it a day. We can just call it a day. I would welcome. You guys will welcome Dexter Lawrence on your team. I know I would right now, because without question, I want him on my team. Will it happen? Hell no. But it doesn't mean I can't hope for it. Doesn't mean I can't dream. It doesn't mean I can't hope the Giants would take all of the salary and just give them to us. But that won't happen. That won't happen. But oh no, this situation, I wouldn't say it was inevitable because it was happening. Just hopefully he finds a new team where he can be happy and successful because it's not happening with New York.
CJ?
Oh my God, this is so random, just all of a sudden, and Dexter Lawrence is unhappy and is wanting a trade. And I saw something that said like the Giants weren't really eyeing like a pay raise for him, but now, let's be real, he's kind of forcing their hand, is he not? But the thing is, if you're the Giants, this is like your worst case scenario come to life. You're in a very delicate position. You're a young team. They're not, I would say, good, but those cutesy terms that they use for teams that aren't good, like feisty, scrappy. That's what they are. They're a plucky team. They're not good. They're just feisty, and they have young talent. Maybe Jackson Dart can develop more. Maybe Harbaugh can learn from his mistakes in Baltimore. But. The other guys that are injured back, like Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterbo. But this, you don't need this. And I say this all the time when it comes to trades, and it's true. Right before the draft, if you feel like you're going to trade him, like you have to do it soon, like before the drafts. That way you could get some kind of assets for him. The picks this year are like known commodities and where you'd be picking. However, teams also know this, and Giants, if you try to get actually what he's worth, you're going to get laughed out of the building because these teams, they're more than content to play the waiting game. They will just wait you out until next year. So, I don't know. And also, of course, when a player disgruntled with their contract demands a trade, the team who has him essentially has no leverage. I mean, of course, you don't know how bad the situation is, too. I don't know if he's threatened to sit out. I don't think he has. I mean, he could. But at the end of the day, this is just the last thing the Giants needed. And just when he thought everything was going good, it's getting really ugly over there.
I could see someone trading for a first-round pick for him, though.
Yeah.
Well, Lawrence has been looking for a new deal for the past 2 off seasons. He didn't show up to the first day of off-season program on Tuesday, according to this report from Jordan Raanan. Apologies, Jordan. Doesn't necessarily mean he will land elsewhere. Giants coach John Harbaugh expressed optimism during a video call with reporters on Tuesday that the Lawrence situation can eventually get settled with him remaining in New York. As mentioned, he's been looking for a new deal for the past 2 off seasons. He's scheduled to make $20 million this season, which would make him the 10th highest paid interior defensive lineman. It's the less than players such as Jordan Davis and John Franklin Myers. Giants don't want to trade Lawrence, source told ESPN, but appears they will at least listen to offers. Harbaugh said Tuesday when asked about Kayvon Thibodeau's future that everybody is tradable. For Thibodeau, not Lawrence, but everybody would include Lawrence for the right price.
Yeah.
So they are going to listen, but this could end up potentially being a case of nothing ever happens, and we could see a new deal for Dexter Lawrence sometime soon.
Hopefully he does get a new deal.
Yeah, I mean, it is true, though. I mean, very rarely does this happen. It's usually just like a power play kind of thing that they use. The last time someone actually got traded who was disgruntled with their contract was Micah Parsons. And even still, before that, it was really rare.
Yeah.
They always find a way to make it work, usually.
Yeah.
Unless they're Micah Parsons, but,
They'll throw a bit of a bag at him. Because you can make the point of he shouldn't be being paid less than Jordan Davis or John Franklin Myers, for that matter.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we want to touch on from Dexter Lawrence?
Where do you guys think he'll go if he was traded?
That's a good question. That is a good question. Definitely not in the NFC.
Definitely not in the East.
Yeah. They'd probably trade him on to the other side of the fucking country for all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see
I could see the Titans, but they wouldn't give up a first for him. Oh my God. Jeffrey Simmons and whatchamacallit, Dexter Lawrence on the same line would be ridiculous.
Mhm.
And he's only 28 too. He's still in his prime.
Yeah. It would have to be a team looking to win now. Hear me out. Maybe Jacksonville.
Yeah. I can see Jacksonville. Try to get the defense back going again.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the space to make it work, though, is the question. Like cap space.
Maybe.
Let's see. What does Spot Track have to say? Jacksonville only has $6 million in cap.
Ooh, yeah.
But there's also a lot of players that are still a lot of these teams still have like active players on their roster that they still have to figure out too once we kind of get there. So I mean, you could trade Dexter Lawrence and then someone turns into a cap casualty after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into more draft preview. Today, we're going to be doing the defensive backs. This is the Fumblerooski podcast.
It may not have always showed it in the stat sheet, but you can see him making throws when he needs to make the throws.
Back-to-back games where he has 3 touchdowns. Someone's got to get that 6 or 7 spot.
He's an elite wide receiver as a rookie.
Truly a lose-lose scenario for both sides.
Welcome back to the Fumblerooski podcast. Today, we are doing defensive backs for our NFL draft preview. The draft's coming up in damn near a week and a half at this rate, or 2 weeks, I should say. So yeah, let's get into defensive backs. Which side do we want to do first, cornerbacks or safeties?
I thought we were going to do it all as a group, but it doesn't matter to me.
Well,
we can talk about cornerbacks first.
Well, most of the time they get grouped differently, so that's why I ask.
Fair enough.
It's probably better just to do safeties first, honestly. I would think.
What? There's only 1, maybe 2 safeties going in the first round?
Potentially
2.
Shit, maybe even
Probably.
3.
It's maybe.
All right. Well, in terms of top 5 guys, I'll list them out real quick. Obviously, you guys can talk about whoever the fuck. But Caleb Downs, who's undoubtedly best safety in this class. Caleb Downs from Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren from Toledo. Yes, that's the guy I was referring to as potentially as the third, as could be a first-round pick, just because in terms of PFF rank, he's 21st. AJ Halsey from LSU and Kamari Ramsey from USC. Those are your top 5 for the safeties.
Yeah.
Well, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the one that is a lock to go in the first round is Ohio State's Caleb Downs. Now, as much as I like to rip on this draft class, honestly, he's one of the few, like I would call blue chip players, like the guys that I think are elite as far as prospects are concerned. It's really like, for me, it's like him and Jeremiah Love. Honestly, everyone else is some sort of huge red flag or question mark, whereas those two are probably the most polished, but they're not. But RB and safety aren't exactly positions of need, so I would understand why teams aren't like thrilled about this development. But for me, what I love about Caleb Downs is the way he processes the information. He has a good read on the entire field. He can diagnose what the offense is doing, and he's good in pass and or run. And I guess the name of the game for him is versatility. He can be a deep half safety. He can be a box safety. He can match up with tight ends. He's even got experience in the slot. He can put him anywhere and play all at a really high level. He's just got a good fluid movement. And he's even been described as, quote, having cornerback level fluidity. And he can command the secondary. He's a good signal caller. He's a good leader. He's got good ball instincts. He's a leader, He brings physicality, he brings smarts, and he brings ball skills. That's all you can ask for in a safety, really.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I'm not crazy about are two things. Actually, it's two things but they could be coached out of him. There are many times where he's looking for actually, I guess it's two parts of the same problems. Maybe it is one problem. There are many times where he gets caught stat hunting, or where he's blatantly looking for the highlight reel play instead of just making the tackle. Far too often, I think, does he get caught peeking into the backfield, which would allow a receiver or a tight end to just run by him. And I like that he's not afraid to get physical and hit someone, but sometimes you could tell he's going for the highlight reel hit, or he's going for the hit stick, some to end up all over social media instead of just securing the tackle, which has sometimes led to some very weird angles where he just bounces harmlessly off them. If a coach could say, hey, you got to stop highlight hunting, then I think that's fine. That's really it. That's like the only real problem,
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, yeah, he's definitely going in the top 10. And I think the last safety to go into the top 10, to my knowledge, was I think like Jamal Adams out of LSU back in like 2017.
Yes.
But Caleb Downs is worth it. He's one of my, if not my favorite prospect in this draft. Then we have Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. He's my second safety. So he is interesting. He's the reason why I don't have him on Caleb Downs' level is because Caleb Downs is a beast in the run and a beast in the pass. Thieneman is a pure coverage safety, and his coverage instincts are insane. Not to mention, he's got elite speed. He's just a true alignment chameleon. That's what it says on NFL Draft Buzz, and I love that term because it's true. He's been free safety, strong safety in the slot, and even, I believe, has a few snaps on outside corner as well. He's got legitimate ball skills, not just opportunistic, mind you, like real, actual ball skills. And he's like a beast to always knock down the pass. And but what I love about him is just the mentality. He's got that competitive fire. And this was even known when he was at Purdue before he transferred to Oregon. And apparently he has, quote, obsessive preparation and relentless effort. That's something that could drive a coach wild. But honestly, it's really his effectiveness in the run game is iffy. He doesn't always take good angles. They don't really use him in the box because he just can't shed blocks like at all. And every so often he'll bite on play action and he'll get over eager and stick to one guy instead of just reading the field. But you can at least be coached out of him. The other two, I mean, you're getting, like I said, you're getting like a pure coverage safety. Then there's number 3. This is one of the most interesting prospects in the draft. Notice I said good. I didn't say good. I said interesting. I am, of course, talking about the man from the MAC, McNeil Warren out of Toledo. I mean, this dude's a physical specimen. He's 6'4", 200 pounds, runs a 4.5 40, and he just delivers these evil, vicious, bone-crushing hits. He's a true, like, run-first defending type safety. Kind of like I'm not comparing him to him as a prospect, but I would say he's kind of reminiscent of Derwin James, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, where he's just a downhill power hitting box safety. And he's just a competitor. He's a fighter. Not to mention he's 9 career forced fumbles, and he has like trained himself just attack the ball at every contact point. The only thing is I know he's a safety, so usually they deal in zone, which is good because his man coverage, who put it very nicely, is suspect. When he lines up in the slot against what we call quick twitch receivers, the guys that are more agile than they are fast, he gets his ankles broken a lot. And just he's definitely more of a run defending safety, if that makes sense. But for me, another interesting one in the safety class is AJ Halsey out of LSU. He's one that's been firing up draft boards, and some people have him going in the first round. I myself don't, but it wouldn't shock me if it does happen. He's how do I put this? He's kind of like a poor man's Caleb Downs. Just another guy who's got outstanding coverage instincts, genuine ball skills. He has 10 career interceptions, by the way, but he plays physical as well. He's 6 feet tall, 215 pounds, another 4.5 40 guy. But the only real issue with him is his technique. He plays a little too stiff. He's not the most fluid. He's very upright and backpedaling. But, these are things that can be coached out of you, But outside of those guys, I'd like to give the rest of my top 10, at least, for safeties.
Sure.
So it's Downs, Thieneman, McNeil Warren, AJ Halsey. I think those are the top dogs. Then from 5 to 10, it's USC's Kamari Ramsey, Penn State's is Akee Weekly, Arizona's Genesis Smith, TCU's Bud Clark, Oklahoma's Robert Spears Jennings, and Ohio State's Lorenzo Styles Jr.
Legitimately, how many safeties do you see going in the first round? Because only one went in the first round last year. And I'm not sure that Diamond or the LSU one and Toledo are going in the first round. I'm not sure.
Well, I think we can all agree that Caleb Downs is going in the first round.
Yeah, but he might.
Outside of that, I wouldn't say at this point, based on some of the mock drafts I've seen, of course, it could be smoke screens. You never know. At this point, I'm leaning towards that it's more likely than not that Thieneman, whatever his name is, that he also goes in the first round. I think it's 2. Maybe McNeil Warren sneaks in. I know there's a lot of that, but ever since the combine, people have kind of chilled out on him. So do with that what you will.
Fair enough. Now let's talk about the cornerbacks.
Oh, yeah. I know you're just itching to disagree with me, but I forgive you. So the corners.
Chris,
obviously,
we can't hear you.
Huh?
Is Chris talking?
He's muted is what he is.
I am muted. My apologies.
I forgive you.
So top 5 cornerbacks, according to PFF, Mansour Delane from LSU, Jermod McCoy from Tennessee, Avion Terrell from Clemson, Colton Hood from Tennessee, and Brandon Sisse. Sisse?
It might be just Sis, maybe.
Sis. Brandon Siss from South Carolina. Tells you how much I know the draft. But this seems like another case where we could, at least just looking at the ranks, CJ, could be another case of could we see 2, maybe more cornerbacks taken in the first round?
Yeah, at minimum, I think we're going to see 2. We could see as many as 4 because corner is a big need across the league.
Yeah.
But obviously, the top dog is Mansour Delane from LSU. He, in my eyes, is the undisputed number 1. And once again, he's got one of the most valuable traits a corner can have is that he's smart. He can read routes before they develop. He's very consistent in positioning himself. His ball production backs it up. He's 8 career picks at LSU. He's very fluid, and he can mirror receivers effortlessly. And last season, He did not allow a single touchdown and gave up only 2 20-more-yard receptions. And across his entire LSU campaign, you know how many penalties he had? None. He can play physical, but he knows how not to draw a flag. But what I love about him the most is the big one, versatility. He started out at Virginia Tech, which runs a pure zone defense. Then he went to LSU and played very well in their man looks. So honestly, there's a lot to like here. But of course, let's all roll our eyes together at this one, kids. His weakness is, arm length. I'm noticing this becoming a thing. Yeah, they don't like arm length. He has a wingspan of 30 inches, which they're saying could impact his ability to get to the ball at the pro level. Also, I believe he's only like barely 190 pounds. So that could be a problem.
It could be, because if he's looked at as a man corner, arm length does become a concern. But I don't see it as a big deal for him.
I don't think so either, honestly. I think it'll be fine, truth be told. But the weight could be a concern. You might need to add like 10 or more pounds of functional mass at the next level. But then there's my number 2, and I'm kind of iffy about this. It's Tennessee's Jermod McCoy. 6'1", 188, 4.440, 127-inch broad jump, 38-inch vertical jump. Dude's just a specimen, you know? Like, the ball skills are there. That's never been in question. The timing is there. The route recognition is there. The only reason he is not number 1 is his injury woes. In January of 2025, he tore his ACL, and it wiped out all of last season. And that's the thing. I truly believe that Jermod McCoy could actually be the number 1 corner in this draft, if not for the injury woes. And, you know, tearing an ACL in college is a massive red flag. And the only other thing is that when he can be extremely grabby when he gets beaten, but that can be coached out of him. It's really just the injuries. But I do like a Jermod McCoy. Then moving on to the other Tennessee corner, let's talk Colton Hood. I really like this guy, honestly. But what stands out to me is that he might be the best pure man corner in this draft, at least when it comes to press man. He gets his hands on you early. He has a vicious hand check, and he has 4.4 speed that gives him that makes him a legitimate recovery threat if he's beaten. And the closing burst is honestly second to none in this draft. The problem is run support is just not there. And his effort in run support is inconsistent. And his tackling mechanics break down in the run, especially in space, a lot. Also, last season, he had 4 penalties. And I'm going to be real. I said I liked his hand usage, but the way he plays in college will not fly in the NFL. Like, he could be a penalty magnet if he doesn't clean that up a little bit. And then finally, I'll just throw in Clemson's Avion Terrell. I believe he's a pure, zone guy, you know? His technique in zone is probably the best in this class. In fact, some people refer to him as the second coming of Charles Peanut Tillman, as he has 8 forced fumbles, and it's all technique. He times it well, he rips at the ball, and he does it legally. That's huge. And he has borderline receiver ball tracking as well. Whether it's fumbles or picks, Avion Terrell has a nose for the ball. He didn't have any interceptions last season, granted, but that's because a lot of quarterbacks just don't want to throw his way.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem, it comes down to size. He's 5'11", and I think 188. A bigger receiver like the 6'2", 6'3" guys in the league are going to eat him for lunch. And okay, at least if he goes up to like 195, 200, then he can at least throw a mean shoulder. But the 5'11 thing is going to be iffy. And there have been times where he's been matched up against larger receivers and he just gets mossed. And he also gets very grabby, shall we say, when he goes up against a bigger receiver as well. But once again, that can be coached out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, also, for my top 10 corners outside of them, obviously I said Delane McCoy, Colton Hood, and Avion Terrell. I actually disagree with PFF. My number 5 is San Diego State's Chris Johnson. Put some respect on his name. I guess that's just enough. I really like Chris Johnson as a prospect. I really do.
Would you say he's the most underrated one in this class?
110%. Then I have Sis from South Carolina. My number 7 is Keith Abney II from Arizona State. My number 8 is Keontae Scott from Miami. My number 9 is D'Angelo Pons from Indiana. The only reason he's not higher is because he's 5'8", or like 5'9", and that's going to be a problem. Then my number 10 is Dalen Everett from Georgia, who's been going up draft boards a bit, and understandably so. He's I really like his game. He served Georgia well. You know how those Georgia DBs are. They are nice.
Yeah. And I like Keontae Scott as well because, he's from Miami, and he played well when he was asked to, especially against Ohio State. So I think he's going to be underrated when he gets into the league finally. Hopefully he comes to the Ravens, but I think he'll be good once he gets into the league. I am worried about McCoy when it comes to the injury because he hasn't played football. It's not just the measurables and what you do. It's like when you finally put pads back on, how does it feel? How do you look? This, that, and the third. So that's my only concern. It's been well over a year since he's played actual meaning football. So hopefully he can, dust off the rust because he will be rusty as hell. And hopefully he can get back to the form where we think he is a first-round talent. Mansour Delaney, obviously the number 1 prospect in this draft class. Colton Hood. He's bounced around a lot, and he's been good no matter where he's gone. He went to Colorado. He was behind Travis Hunter, and he was good. He comes to Tennessee. He was good. Thought he was going to be next to McCoy. McCoy, and that doesn't happen. So he's effectively the CB1 and still had a productive season. So hopefully he's able to develop his game even further. And then Terrell out of Clemson. He's not as good of a prospect as his brother was, AJ Terrell, when he came out, but he's not bad either. People just don't want to throw his way. But I think that might be a problem with his 5'11 size when he gets up to the league, when he has to face against like 6'4", 6'5" receivers like Mike Evans and the like. But other than that, I think he's going to be solid. I could see 3, maybe even 4, depending on how people feel about McCoy's injury. I could see McCoy fall into the second round just because of the injury.
Yeah, I would agree that that's definitely going to be a problem. Could be.
Yeah. But
At
if
least
you
as far
believe
as
in
I'm
upside.
Anything else?
Nah.
No?
All right. That is our NFL draft preview for defensive backs. In other draft news, Fernando Mendoza announced he is not going to attend the NFL draft. What a shame. That's a crime. Arrest that man.
He just doesn't want to go. I mean, Baker didn't go in his thing, so I don't see it as a big deal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. God forbid he wants to be with his family,
Yeah. I was about to say, it's not often that you see a guy that doesn't go to the draft unless it's like, or the number 1 pick in the draft, I should say, doesn't go to the draft unless it's like Joe Burrow and it's COVID time. But yeah, but you know what time it is.
Yeah.
It's immaculate grid time.
Oh.
Need a Packer and a Bear, a Packer and a Panther, a Packer and a Jaguar, a Patriot and a Bear, a Patriot and a Panther, a Patriot and a Jaguar, and a Bear, Panther, Jaguar separately that have thrown 3,000 plus yards in a season.
All right, let's knock the 3,000 out of the way first. For
I was
the
gonna say, did Matt Forte play a snap for the Patriots?
no, he did not.
No, he didn't.
But for the passers, I know Chad Henne did it once with the Jags. But is he too obvious?
No. Oh, no.
Okay.
1%.
Nice. 1%. All right. For the Panthers, I mean,
Jimmy Clausen?
yeah, but
Yeah.
But who else would
Well,
it be? Because it can't be Jake Delhomme. It can't be whatchamacallit, Bryce Young, and it can't be Cam Newton. Those seem too obvious, no?
Yeah, there's not really a lot of quarterbacks in the history of the Panthers, to say the least.
let me think. They had this one dude, Steve something. Wait, what about Kerry Collins? Did he ever do it?
Kind of forgot he played for the Panthers.
Yeah.
That's where he started, but I don't. But did he go for over 2,000 or 3,000 yards? He might not have, because he didn't really hit his stride till he was with the Giants. Let's keep thinking here. What about? There was this one season guy they had, but I don't know if he got there or not. Of everybody, Newton Delhomme is too obvious. They had this dude in the early 2000s, late 90s, named Steve Beuerlein. I don't know if you remember. Steve, him, maybe. Yeah, him.
Send it.
Send
Yeah,
it.
I think we should.
6%.
6%. That's good. We'll take it.
Sure.
Bears, Jim McMahon, Jay Cutler, Caleb Young, Kyle Orton,
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, but
Did Jim Harbaugh actually pass for over 3,000?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I'd have to assume he did.
Let me think. Ooh. I think Cutler's their all-time leader. I remember that. There's Sid Luckman also, who could forget. Trubisky. Wait a minute. They oh my God, what's his name? They had a guy in the 90s.
Doug
Kramer,
Flutie?
his name was.
No,
Do you
no.
remember?
Flutie definitely was not on the Bears.
Hmm?
I don't think Flutie was on the Bears.
I could have sworn.
What about they had a guy named Eric Kramer. What about him?
Am I spelling?
How do you spell it? Wait, how do you spell it? It should be. Wait, try it with a K. Eric with a K. E-R-I-K. Yeah, he was in like the late 90s. Yeah, I think. I'm sorry. You know what? Do it. Should we do it?
4%.
Okay, we got all the passers out the way. That's
Yep.
probably the easiest.
Fred Taylor for Pat's Jags. You could say that.
Is that
Did he suit up for a game though?
Yes, he did.
All right, but would that be the most obvious?
I think a lot of people forget who Fred Taylor was, to be honest. You don't see a ton.
But
You don't
he's
really get a lot of
good.
Fred Taylor discourse.
Perchance. No, I mean I hope you're right, but I'm trying to think of any.
40%.
Yeah, well, look what you did.
Sold. I sold it.
You did. I agree.
Patriots, Panthers.
I told you, like, people have been respecting Fred Taylor there.
Would Braxton Berrios be one?
For
Patriots, Panthers.
Did he play for the Panthers?
I don't think he did. For Patriots, Bears. Wait, did Doug Flutie play for the Bears? Did we ever go over that? Pretty sure he did.
I'm pretty
Fairly
sure
certain he did.
I think he did as well, but I can't off the top of my head.
Or would he be too obvious? I mean, Brian Hoyer's one, Cordero Patterson, Martellus Bennett.
Martellus Bennett is
N'Keal Harry, I think, played for the Bears at one point.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Do we want to send N'Keal Harry?
I'm sending N'Keal Harry, and we get 5%.
Patriots Panthers. How obvious would Demir Bird be?
Not
'Cause
obvious enough.
Because we will remember Demir Bird in 2020 with Cam. Is that where we want to go, or can we think of anything else before Chris hits send? Because Chris Hogan also played for the Panthers, you may recall.
Yeah.
Brandon LaFell also. Cam Newton's the obvious one, but
Fell play for the Panthers?
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Remember, the thing is, I like the funny football names. There was a dude named Michael Jackson. He was a corner who I know started with Carolina, I think, but he might have played with New England or vice versa.
There's
Very
one
recent.
team right now that's still with the Panthers.
But did Michael Jackson play for the
In the
Patriots?
middle.
Actually play a snap, though.
Yeah, he was a special teamer.
So Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But as soon
Yeah,
as
be the one in the middle.
2019, 2025.
No.
No?
Yeah, that's him. He's a modern era player. He did not play in the before 2000 talk. What do you mean no?
You said before 2000.
No, I did not. I said he did not play before 2000. Either way, he didn't. Just be the one in the middle regardless.
Fine.
0.2%.
Fine.
All right. Packers, Bears. I feel like the most obvious for this one might be Julius Peppers.
Yes.
I mean, well, Julius Peppers could be the most obvious for both Bears and the Packers.
Obviously, we can't do Julius Peppers. Like, I'm sorry.
We can't.
No, we're not.
There's this running back that they had. What was his name?
Ryan Matthews? Ryan Grant?
No. He's from a bit ago. Cedric Benson, right? Was it?
Yeah, Cedric Benson.
He played for the Panthers?
Yeah. No. Packers, Bears.
Oh, okay.
0.6%. Wow.
Oh my God.
Good job.
Well, I would assume most people know him just for being on the Bengals. So
yeah. I don't think people actually knew he played on the Packers.
I didn't know he played for the Packers or the Bears, to be honest.
Panthers, Green Bay.
Peppers would also be obvious, but
that's what I was saying.
Oh my God.
Excuse me.
What about they had this is for the Jags and Packers. I remember in the Jordan Love draft, they drafted a tight end named DeGuara, who all the fans hated because, they wanted a wide receiver, and instead of going wide receiver, they went quarterback, running back, tight end, literally everything but. And the tight end they drafted did end up going to the Packers. I mean, the Jacksonville for one season.
Did he play in Jacksonville, though?
Yeah, he did. He was like a third stringer, but he did suit up and was on the field.
All right.
Alrighty.
Let's do it.
Send it.
0.4.
Oh, it's Josiah DeGuara. I forgot his name. I just remember the first name. All right. Now the Panthers. Gentlemen, what are we thinking?
Julius Peppers.
No.
Yeah, that's not going to work here.
I know. That's going to just like.
This is hard. I mean, I think that linebacker David Long might have once. He's obvious, I guess. Enough.
Who?
Oh, there might be one. I just thought of. Chris, you're a Patriots fan. Do you remember the evil Marshall Newhouse?
Yes.
That's him. I remember now.
0.3%.
Wait, really? Wow. Huh. I guess everyone else wants to forget him just as much as I do.
We got a 57 rating score.
Not bad considering the fact someone got us a 40. Fred Taylor.
We're not naming names.
Oh, jeez. And it was the most obvious guess, of course.
Yeah. You know, that's literally why the fans of this podcast call you Chris Fred Taylor Costich.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. Very, very serious.
Jimmy Graham, Martellus Bennett, Jay Cutler, Jake Delhomme, Trevor Lawrence, Fred Taylor, Cam Newton, Julius Peppers, and Mark Brunell were the most obvious guesses. Jimmy Graham for Bears Packers. I still would have thought that Julius Peppers would have been the most obvious Bear Packer, but
Well, Peppers, he was only in Chicago for what, like 1 or 2 seasons?
yeah, he was there for a couple of years. But still,
Yeah,
like,
he wasn't there for long, so a lot of people might forget.
yeah, true. But that was like the initial like trade, though, is Peppers from the Panthers to the Bears, and then he went to the Packers.
Not bad, but we got to do better. We actually have to do more homework on this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything else that you guys have in mind before we wrap up?
No.
No.
You sure? Start
Gosh,
laughing like you did.
No, don't encourage him. I know what he's going to say. I know what you're going to say.
Oh, just
Don't do
what
it.
is it, Tuck? What is it?
Nothing. Nothing appropriate. Let's keep it pushing.
Oh, my God. I know what he's going to say. You know, Tuck, I'll ask you when we stop recording. You tell me if I'm right.
Yeah.
All right. That'll do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in to another Friday episode of the Fumblerooski podcast. New episode coming out on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we also have all our episodes available on all streaming platforms. Be sure to follow our Instagram, Fumblerooski_podcast, to keep up with the pod and the latest coverage on the NFL. Otherwise, we'll see you on Tuesday. Over and out.